Attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, and thank you for joining our February Virginia Broker Roundtable with Tracy Brown. Before we begin, I want to say how happy we are to now offer a ton of great free marketing tools to all of our agents. These are now available in the AJI University. Our goal is always to give back to our agents by offering the newest tools and technology to you. None of this would be possible without you and your amazing amount of agent referrals to AJI. As Allison James continues to grow, with agents referring other agents to our brokerage, we will be able to provide more of these tools to you. Now remember, you can earn a monthly or yearly residual payment simply by having an agent join us. All you need to do is contact Jeff Jabora or Alicia Aratari in our National Growth and Development Department and provide them with the contact information of the agent who you would like to refer over. So if you do need to contact anyone here at corporate, let me just pull this up on my screen here so you guys can have a look at it. If you do need to contact anyone at corporate, this is our directory that you see here up on my screen. So we do have the support team here, which is myself, Sheena Massey, and then we also have Tori Hunter. You can contact us if you have any questions regarding your SkySlope or your AJI University. Any questions whatsoever, you can always contact us directly, and we will do our best to help you, or we will also point you in the right direction. The next department you will see here is our Growth and Development Department. If you know anyone who wants to join with Allison James, you can always contact Alicia Aratari or Jeff Jabora. The next department we have here is our accounting department. If you have any questions regarding your payments or if a check was sent to corporate and you have questions about it, you can always contact Shannon Chirello. She is in our accounting department here. And then we also have our National Operations Manager, Jill Lemons, and our National Events Manager, Victoria Muty. So feel free to reach out to us directly if you have any questions, and we will be happy to help you with anything that you need. And I would now like to introduce Tracy Brown. Good morning, Tracy.
Good morning, Sheena. Good to hear from you. Well, here it's afternoon now. It's 1:30 on the East Coast, but I know you're out west enjoying that beautiful weather. We're about 48, 49 degrees here with a little wind chill, but it's not too bad. How about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful here in California. We don't get much cold weather here.
Well, great, great. Well, this is what the message is about today, is learning how to stay positive in any type situation that you're in. And I'm going to cover that today, how to stay motivated while in the business of real estate, especially when there's what we call a volatile market now and stabilizing the industry. We're going to get right into it, Sheena. I'm going to share some things with the agents today about actually staying motivated in the business of real estate. Now, I chose this topic for a main reason today because I'm challenging myself to stay motivated. One of the biggest challenges I have sometimes is staying motivated when it's to recruiting agents. I have a passion for helping agents succeed in the business and excelling in the business. And I have to stay motivated. You know, sometimes, I have to be able to handle the objections just like you have an objection with a buyer or seller. It's the same thing with an agent. It's not personal with me. It is where they are in their life at that present time. See, something I want to share with you today. Every day of your life, you're selling yourself. Nothing happens until actually, guess what? You're successful at doing it. So my goal today is to give you some tips to help you stay motivated throughout the day. I want to share something with you today of 6 simple steps of staying motivated in real estate, staying motivated in anything that you're in. I mean, it could be corporate AJI, it could be flying jets, being the President of the United States, being a mayor. I don't care what it is, you have to be able to stay motivated to be successful. And how do you do that? Now, I don't like for you to have that false sense of security with affirmations all the time, like there's no weeds, and you know there's weeds. If there's weeds in the garden, what you do, you pull those suckers out and you move on. So we're not just going to pump you up with affirmations. I want to give you some tips that I've used in the past. I've heard very successful people use some of these tips, and hopefully they can help you. Number one, in the real estate industry that we're in now, and how volatile the industry is and the way the economy has been, number one, what you have to do to stay motivated in the real estate business, you must believe in the product. Yes, I don't know what the product that you're actually selling. It could be $1 million home, or it could be an REO fixer-up on that home. You have to believe in your product first before anyone else buy into it. In order to believe in your product, there's some things you must do. You have to know your product. You have to actually learn about your product. Now, I share this with agents. Before you list your home, or even before you sell a home, you should know the inventory in that area. You need to know the marketing analysis and the statistics in that area. You can go right to even free services at Zillow and tell you the statistics of that area and the marketing data and marketing trends in that area. So what do you have to do to know your product? These are things all agents have to do. And the better you get, the less you do these things. And so often we have to go back to the basics. Number one, you got to tour homes. You have to actually tour homes. You need to know your inventory. So you can be positive when you talk to that buyer or seller and say, you know, I have the perfect home that I think that may fit your needs based on what you've said. You got to hear the people out. Once you hear them out, you want to have the product to match with them. That's extremely important. Another thing you can do to really know your product is you have to know about the different lender programs to help your buyer or seller. Now, let me give you an example of that. If you're working with a quote-unquote a VA buyer, and the VA buyer is looking for a REO property that needs a lot of repairs, well, is that property going to meet VA appraisal value? Probably not. Well, you may need to look at a different type program to help that buyer. Or if you have a seller who actually is trying to sell their home as is, where is, and the only way they're going to sell it is, okay? Now, that seller's property has some issues. So you're going to have to prep that property and share with that seller the best way to move that property. It may be just as for investors only, because you know that property cannot get a loan based on the condition of that property. So what is that saying? You have to know your product. You need to know the lender programs. Make sure that property can meet the lending guidelines of today, which the biggest two are FHA and VA guidelines. And this one here that I find that agents fail to do. And I'm going to say something here, and then I'll tell you what it is. Practice, drill, and rehearse. You need to have a presentation. You need to have a script. I mean, you need to know where you're going. When I'm recruiting agents, I have to know exactly where I'm going to help them. I tell people my goal is to be a decision maker. And how do I get proficient at recruiting agents? I have to practice my presentation. I have to drill myself on it, and I have to keep rehearsing until I get it in sync. Now, so I shared with you one thing you need to do to stay motivated is those 4 things I shared with you when it comes to your product knowledge. Tour homes, know from the lender standpoint of view, know if the property will meet its value with FH and VA loans. You have to practice, drill, and rehearse. And this is the next big one here. You know, I notice sometimes we can get overwhelmed with what we're doing. This is the second simple step to stay motivated in business. Your physical energy. You got to exercise. You need to work on a program, a proper nurturing program. With me, I know when I get off track with my exercising that I don't think it's sharp anymore. Even my lung capacity isn't strong anymore, running up the stairs or looking at properties. So I have to stay fine-tuned with the proper nutrients in my body, water in our system. Our body is made up mostly of water, so we have to replenish our body with water. And we need an exercise program, a routine. You know, I do my best thinking when I'm exercising, when I'm running a few miles or on the treadmill, life cycle, or whatever it is. I come up with this great idea. Voila, I got it. Let me call AGI Corporate. Let me call Sheena or Victoria. Maybe they can help me with this new plan, this new idea that I have of marketing. So I get excited there. So number 1, I said you have to believe in your product. Number 2, I talked about your physical energy is extremely important. And number 3, you want to write this one down. You have to clearly define your goals. The reason why you get depressed and frustrated in the business, you don't have clearly defined goals. I once heard a speaker say, how can you get where you're going if you don't know where it is you want to go? That's right. You have to clearly define your goals. And these are the areas. First, you have to specifically define your goal. In order to be terrific, you must be specific. Next, you got to believe it. If you don't believe it, no one else is going to believe in you or your product. Next, you got to dream about it. You remember you were a child and you dreamed about having that bicycle, tricycle, and you bugged your parents until you have it. You still have to dream about the goals and the success that you aspire to have for yourself. And that way, you will bug the customer and the prospects until you get it in a positive way. You can handle rejections. It doesn't bother you because you have a goal and a plan. And the next is you have to take action towards that goal. You have to be on it all the time. Take action in this. You know, you got to be persistent. I'm going to ask you a question. How long do you give your average child to walk when they're born? Is it 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 1 month, or 1 day? Or most people say, well, 9 months. Well, if the child is average and is healthy, so you're going to tell them don't try anymore after 9 months? You're going to say, you keep trying until you walk. It's the same way with life. You have to keep trying, be persistent, and you will be amazed at the end results in your real estate business by doing that. So we said, number 1 of these 6 simple steps is know your product. Number 2, your physical energy, exercising. 3, clearly define your goals, and then you do that by specifically define what you want, believe in it, dream it. You have to be able to dream about it, visualize it, take action, and be persistent. And number 4, you have to watch your negative talk. Stop the nuisance of in your mind, the nonsense of saying, I can't, or it's a horrible day in business, the economy is bad, and I'm not going to make a sale. If you tell yourself that enough, guess what? After a while, guess what? You believe it. You know, I'll give you this example here. In the zoo, they have elephants in the zoo, and they'll take an elephant when an elephant is born, and they'll take this big shackle and chain, and they'll tie it around the elephant's leg, and they'll take this star, this shackle and chain, and they take this stake and hammer it in the ground. Bang, bang, they're hammered in the ground. Now, this elephant is a baby, 6 months old, and they tug and try to pull away, and they can't pull away. Why is it now the elephant is a year old and still cannot pull away from this chain or break through this fence? Why is it? Because they don't believe they can. And if you hear enough negative thinking in your mind, you will eventually believe that you can't succeed in the business. That's not true. You have to implant positive messages in your head and get away from negative people. And sometimes our family can be the most negative because they love you and they want to protect you, but you have to guard yourself from the negativity. So we have to stop the negative talk. So what do we say the 6 simple steps were so far? Know your product. Physical energy, exercise. 3, clearly define your goals. 4, stop your negative talk. 5, model success for people. That's right. They say, you know, research has shown that your income would be in direct proportion to your 5 closest friends. Well, you may need to find some more friends. Think about your income. Think about theirs. You need to find people who's growing. They have categories in their life that you really want to get involved with your life to enhance your life. They may be wealthy. I don't know what it may be. Wealth is more than just money. It could be success in how they communicate with their family. You want to model them, model what they're doing. And then last but not least, the 6th step of the 6 simple steps, ask yourself the daily questions that help you get in the right state to succeed every morning when you get up. And these are the questions. What am I most thankful for today? See, whatever you ask yourself, that's what the response your brain will give you. See, your brain is like a computer. What you put in it, that's what you'll get out of it. If you say, why I'm not successful, your brain will tell you all the reason why you're not successful. Oh, you're not successful because you come from a poor family background. You don't have a lot of education. Oh, you don't look better than this and all this, all that garbage. But if you ask yourself the right questions, you get a better answer. What am I most thankful for today? Every day ask yourself that, and then that kind of inspires you. I'm thankful for the family God has given me. I'm thankful for the organization that I'm a part of, and I have another day and another chance to succeed. What do I love most about today? Wow, What do I love most about today? That's exciting now. What do you love most about today? And then listen to this question. Who do I know loves me today? See, you want to feel love. Everyone wants to feel love and feel wanted. That's a very important question. Okay? Now, listen to this, the last question. What must I do to get closer to my goal today? What is one thing I can do to get closer to my goal today? Wow. This is exciting. These are the 6 simple steps to self-motivation in the business of real estate that I've inherited, I follow, I share with others, and I challenge you to follow these 6 simple steps to help you stay motivated in the business of real estate. You know, I heard Jim Rohn in a message the other day said, you cannot change the situation around you, but you can change you. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this message today. I look forward to seeing you at the top. I look forward to talking with you all next month. Thanks once again, Sheena, for your help with AJI Corporate, the whole staff. Enjoy you guys. Love you guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, Tracy, and thank you everyone so much for joining us today, and to Tracy Brown for another great presentation. And I also want to mention one more time, please feel free to contact us here at Corporate if you have any questions whatsoever. It doesn't matter what it is. We will help you or we will guide you in the right direction. Thank you, everyone, and we hope to see you next month.